Right. Hi, how you doing there? So my name is Paul Murphy. The plectrum's in my pocket. Right. This is a new song. We have to wait for two things: my arm to come back to life, and the aircraft to stop going. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. So when I say this is a new song, I might go open mic on this. I might kick the microphone. Well, we'll see. And I've just written it, or rather, I've written it the length of time it took me to set a microphone up and playlist the lyrics up. There is a video. I'm going to try and be able to hold a plectrum. There's a video of me writing this. So I started this song. It took me 62 minutes to write this. Mainly hampered by the fact that my arm doesn't work anymore and I couldn't hold the pen. It's called Desire, which is kind of appropriate because when I finished it occurred to me that it's Bob Dylan's birthday today. Desire is a very good, very excellent Bob Dylan album. At one point, my favourite Bob Dylan album. I'm held up with sellotape, trying to keep my fingers in place. I don't think it's going to work out. Right, and this is slow. How can it be in tune 1 minute and then out tune the next? Well, the answer is simple. The string is about 20 years old. Change the plectrum. Okay, so it's called Desire. This is take 1. Let's put some glasses on. I'd like to say hello to Anne F., without whom this song would not exist. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could be singing this song with so many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Checking the sound in the corners of the room. 1, 2. Temperatures rising above and below. If you don't stop dancing, I'm gonna blow. You know what you're doing, and you do it so well. In the pit of my mind, it's hotter than hell. You look like an angel, oh, but what a disguise. Your pout holds a promise that's burning out my eyes. The way that you glance back is pulling me on. What you're doing right is doing me wrong. There's thoughts in my mind, corrupt and impure. My chest is a squeeze. You toss back your hair, and I'm down on my knees. You son of a bitch. Now you know I was wearing sellotape because my fingernail is smashed to pieces. And it got in there. Ah! God damn it all to hell, I'm back. Stop it. One away from musician to die, huh? I'll try and do this with a 2-finger pick. We'll never get that emotional, that first take back there. 3, 4. The temperature is rising above and below. If you don't stop dancing, I'm gonna blow. You know what you're doing, and you do it oh so well. In the pit of my mind, it's hotter than hell. You look like an angel, but what a disguise. Your pout holds a promise that's burning out my eyes. The way that you glance back is pulling me on. What you're doing right is doing me wrong. There's thoughts in my mind, corrupt and impure. I ought to say stop, we both know I want more. My heart feels like bursting, my chest is a squeeze. You toss back your hair, and I'm down on my knees. You open the door, but not all the way. I'm home, I want more. You say not today. You slide out of reach, shaking your semaphore hips, playing with your puppet, with strings on your lips. I'm trying to Your fragrance is all that my tongue can taste. I'm drowning in beauty, dressed in white lace. I've forgotten my own name, and for sure I don't care. My blood is aflame as you toss on my hair. Say my scent softly and you'll burn out my soul. Please take off the brakes and let the wheels roll. I'm sure not the first, enticed by your spell, your web of dark promise that you weave so well. Whatever I have, it's yours if you ask. All that I'm begging is let me be your last. You lower your head and throw a coquettish glance. Salome is envious of your promise, draped dance. You lit an inferno, now the lava does spill. I'm your chattel, do with me as you will. Well, that's called desire. We got there in the end, but oh man. Well, I'm battling to get this done. Anyway, so let's, okay, I'll talk a little bit. I sometimes get the odd comment about saying, you want to talk less, I think was the last one. And I think my succinct reply was, you should get a life. And that was kind, My original answer was going to be, you should find someone who cares what your opinion is. But, you don't put nastiness out in the world. But these things have evolved over time and become like podcasts. So some people, I understand that people just want the songs. Some people just want the songs, but some people do like to know about the creation or the background or some stuff. That's very kind of you. How it actually came about was when it was obvious that it was the aircraft again, that my tenure on this beautiful planet of ours was now in the red, really. We couldn't do take two now, even if I wanted to, and even the body would allow it. So it went from just making these songs of my old repertoire to trying to leave behind some stuff for my beautiful children. The most wonderful children in the world, who are, well, my daughter's just turned 10 and my son is 11. Hi Dill, hi Emily. Whenever you see this, if hopefully you will get to see it, and if you do, I love you. I know you know that, but I never tire telling you. I haven't tired of telling you in all the time of your life. And, you know, there's very little material of me to leave behind for my children, very little memories. They haven't seen me in 3 years because obviously, as covered in other songs, when you get ill, terminally ill in this country, then courts say, he's dying, so what better thing to do than stop his children seeing him? I literally had Kafka's, a court officer, saying, well, you could die at any moment. I said, well, so could you. You could die in a car crash going home tonight. On that basis, you would take every child away from every parent in the country. But let's not get onto a different subject matter. But I'll leave that in any case. So Dylan and Emily, I know that you sometimes say, well, we told the court we want to come up with you and all this stuff, Daddy, you don't understand why. And that is why, you know, because they're corrupt. You know, no more, no less than that. There's no... Everybody says, well, you know what? Someone said to me, why are you that important that this would happen? And stuff. I'm not important. I'm not important to these people at all. What's important to them is their salary. And once they know they've made a mistake by not acting on evidence supplied, they ain't going to come back and do something different, because that's going to mean they're going to lose their 42 grand a year job and their salary's going to go. And they're 36 and what, she's going to go stacking shelves in a supermarket on minimum wage, you know. No, they ain't going to do it. They just keep covering up and covering up, you know, the more you can bury. And that's in all cases. I'm making this video here in a week when some 30,000 cases of blood poisoning have only just come to court after 30 years in some cases of corruption and lies and misplaced reports and falsified reports and obfuscation. And in that time, all the people that did all that have lived a very wonderful life on a high salary, you know, because they retired before it ever came to court. Anyway, so I'm getting long-winded here, but it all works out as the same thing. So my children can get to hear what I've done all my life, which is to write songs and make music and perform it. I mean, I was never like this on stage. You could barely get a word out of me in between the songs. But with the background, then if you're seeing this, as I say, I hope you do, then you get some idea of what stimulates Daddy, what sparks a creative streak in him to pull a song out of him, where they come from, the things I think about that affect my opinions on things, you know. Opinions are like belly buttons, you know, we've all got one, but they don't hold much water. But you are entitled to have one. But if it's a delightfully hurtful one, I mean that in the sense that some people take delight in hurting people with their opinions, then, you know, this is when free speech becomes a little of a rocky road, you know. As someone once said, just because you've got the right to free speech, you can't just go into a crowded movie theatre and you light fire, you know. And anyway, in life we have far less civilities than we think we do. When we come to a red light, we must stop, whether we like it or not, you know. Yeah. So, this song was inspired what must now be 2 hours ago by a fleeting glimpse of a wonderful actress who appeared in several of my all-time favourite movies, called Anne Francis. She was in Forbidden Planet, and she was in an episode of Columbo that didn't work out well for her. That song, there's a nice bass line that runs along and underscores that. But shall I quit now? I will. If the aircraft have gone, I'm going to go and do some with this finger. And oh, who else do I need to say hello to? Because I don't know if I uploaded last night's video. So Angela Hogan, hi. So sorry, haven't mentioned you in any previous things. I've been trying to name check people that have meant something to me in my life on these last few videos. Because it's difficult for me to, you have to put my jaw in place. So Angela Hogan and Liz, well there's Liz Howard, and there was another girl, I know you lived at number 53 Fernham Road, I won't mention the place. How's that for a memory, huh? Angela Butler, who was best friends with Helen Turner, who was the girl that I wrote my first ever song with, called First Love Song. I think I was 16 and she was 15. No, I must have been 15 as well. Although she was in a year lower than me. And I wrote that, yeah, so I wrote that in either the March or the April. And that was about the last thing I ever did at school. I wrote it in, there was a little gullyway between two blocks and they had a bridge at the top. And they had two rooms at the top. Me and David Fuchs, Neil Gaylord. We used to hang around there, and the boys used to hang around in this one, the girls used to hang around down the other one. And we'd all be, and you know, the girls would be, and everything. And we'd broken up because I didn't really know how to treat it. I'm so sorry, my throat is dying. Along with the rest of me, it's just a race now, huh? And we broke up, and I wrote this in that thing. It was I think it was just 2 verses long at that point, and it was her birthday, and I gave it to her in a birthday card, and she did not believe that I'd written it. That was the annoying thing. I've had that a lot. The handy thing about the internet is, you know, because when I started putting my songs up, and people say, you haven't written 1,500 songs. Well, 3 years on, and having written, what, 250 songs in that 3 years, now it's the other way. You're like, how do you write so many songs? No, and everything. But as I say, this one took, because I filmed it, this song took 63 minutes from start to finish. Did I finish off that anecdote? I can't remember if I did. So there's some people from the past there. Should I thank Julia Doble? I should not. Boy, did you treat me bad. And your sister Melanie, oh goodness me, that was my first real crush, and she treated me like, because, yeah, what the heck, let's go for the full story. Because, I mean, we were poor, dirt poor. We were dirt and poor. We weren't poor because the folks I lived with didn't earn any money, but they just spent it on the wrong things, you know. My female genetic matrix was, now, in this day and age, we know she's bipolar. At the time, she was just crazy, you know, absolutely backcrap crazy. I got out of there when I was 15, and I never went back. She turned up, I can't remember, maybe one day when I was about, well, I just broken up with my first wife, and she'd heard about it, so she turned up here at 19, what would I have been? I was about 33 then, I guess, and she turned up with someone in tow, and I heard her. I was sunbathing with the gardener that was there. Oh, well, he's still alive, and I just said, you know, 2 words, a second of which was off. And that was the last communication we ever had, and that was too much. That's the only 2 words I ever really remember speaking to her. But anyway, you know, so I'd like to think that I would have treated Melanie a lot nicer than some of the boys. I can remember the guys that she used to hang around with, and they were not particularly nice. Some of them were, but the guy she had the hots on, I'm thinking of you, Jonathan Hedden. You know, he was a pig of a human being. I mean, he may well have changed over the decades, you know, so I feel too bad to say it. But he was wealthy, you know. I had to walk, you know, 2.5 miles, no, 3.5 miles to school every morning, whatever the weather was. His mama drove him and deposited him in a house, you know, lunch and stuff like that, you know. You know, my home situation was that they were too proud to ask for free school meals, glug, 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 you know, kind of thing, and too poor to actually give me anything to eat. So, you know, I didn't eat dinner or breakfast, you know, until I joined the army, really, I guess. And it's been that way pretty much ever since. Boy, I'm just going on a reminiscent streak, you know, aren't I? And stuff. We used to sit on a table and in a class, and I remember one day, you know, and she just, and I went to sit on the table with them, and they spread their chairs out. Sorry, they bunched their chairs up so that I couldn't get in, so there was no space. I must admit that nearly broke me in that class. And I haven't thought about this in all this time. It's like therapy on camera, isn't it? Although it's hardly therapy, because I haven't thought about it because I was thinking her sister was a whole lot hotter than she was, but she was a year younger, you know. And, oops, I'd be about 20 years younger. We were supposed to go on a date once, and I kept getting messages from her sister saying, "Oh yeah, Julia fancy you, and just ask her out, she'll go out with you." And then she said, "But how will you get to Wilminster?" End of, you know, didn't have the bus fare. It was what, 11 miles away, I guess, or something like that. No way of getting there, you know. Can I have the bus fare to go see a girl? That's what you'll get. Stuff. Get out the shirt factory and earn some money. I used to hide it. I can't remember. So I used to work in a shirt factory in the holidays, and that was like 9 miles, I think, from where I lived. Or 9-mile round trip now. And it was like this huge hill, the biggest hill in Chard in Somerset. Just from where I lived to this shirt factory was just uphill. There wasn't even a straight bit. It was just all the way uphill. And you know, I used to get paid cash. I remember the old threepenny bits, I think they were. And I used to hide it under the carpet in my bedroom. I used to peel it back. It was all tacked down, and I'd try and hide it under there, and hide it under the bed. But I think my mother, I think she must have been part pig, well, she was whole pig, but you know how pigs smell truffles and stuff, you know. She was like something out of a Disney cartoon, you know, she would just open the big, "I smell coinage of the realm. Where is it? Where is it? Is it under here? You have money." "No, I don't, Mum." "You have money." "No, I don't." "What about your wages?" "Oh, the boys took it from me at school." "What's this?" "You lie." I forgot what the heck I was going on. All I was going to do was name check some nice people. I ended up reminiscing about some very nasty people. But anyway, so did I mention Angela Butler? And Helen Turner, Angie Hogan. She had a sister, and there was someone else. Oh God. No, I can't remember now. Names, or in the ether of the past, it'll come back to me. Pat, there was another Irish family, big Irish contingent where I grew up. Father was called Pat. He used to work with my old man in the metal factory, and no, he had a daughter, but boy did he look after her. I mean, I think for her like 9th birthday, his wife had left him or died, so he was raising 2 daughters and a son on his own in this slum that we lived in. The whole estate was a slum. It was a new build, but they'd taken all the detritus and all the foreigners and just dumped us on this estate called Henson Park in Chard, a notoriously bad estate, you know. I think it was like the Hunger Games, I guess, or something like that. I thought we'd kill each other, you know, and then there'd be a few of us laugh, you know. But even there, you know, it became all the nice posh people, you know, they didn't have to look at us, you know, they didn't have to drive past us because it was on the outskirts of town and everything. You know, I think he bought his daughter a chastity belt for like her 9th birthday, and she's probably still wearing it now and everything, like, you know. We'd be sitting on the playgrounds out on the swings, and there's a little wall there about that high, and they lived opposite there. And like every 5 minutes he'd just come out. "What's going on? What's going on? What are you doing there?" Just you can take the Irish out of Ireland, but you can't take the repression out of them, no matter where you deposit them to. Hey, I've rambled on far too much. I'm going to go and sort this fingernail out and try another take. Peace and love, people.